I've had this tie tied up for about the last 6 years.
I just pulled this out of the bottom of my wardrobe.
You blow out the
Still,
cobwebs.
still tied. Just oh,
It's just the confidence I have wearing a tie. It's
you
just
know, if
I feel like I could go dominate for the next 7 days.
I could go big. Well, I'm up part of the car here, and by here I mean my house. I
It's
would
that big.
feel a lot of confidence. I would have a lot of confidence in, um, the setup and the appreciation, except for the fact that I just pulled this suit out of this plastic bag,
This is the
so
real
I don't
quality we're
exactly
dealing with.
don't feel good about myself. So it's fine.
All I'll say is Peroni getting us through every awards night.
Carlton Dry, nice yeast.
Peroni has a pregnancy warning.
Hey.
Yeah. And Bira, 4.7%. They use this in cooking, man.
4.5%. Ooh.
Mine's bigger than yours.
Good start. Good start.
Should we
Let's
roll
do
into
it.
it?
Let's do it.
That's the play of the game. That is the play of the game. Time!
From the impossible angle, and he puts it through, and Portland.
Danger, 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 danger. Butler! Butler, Butler, Butler!
Get around him! Get around him! Edge of the seat.
Oh, hello everybody, and welcome to the Glass Table Stupid Sexy Awards night. It is the grandest night. I know all the players are sitting waiting for our judgment and our verdicts on some of the wonderful times of this year. They sit with bated breath. I've got Paddy Dangerfield waiting in the wings. Dyke, fuck that off. Absolutely not. Don't come near me. Oh man, I'm gonna have to hide the microphone. But it's gonna be a very, very good night, Anthony. Thank you for being a part of it.
Yeah, happy to help. I'm glad that we're here on our night of nights and we're on my channel. So technically we're all here, to be honest. All 5,500 subscribers. I love you all. Thanks for coming. Really appreciate it. It's a big night. It's gonna be huge. There's a lot of people in the room.
So many people, man. I'm looking out at the crowd. I see Charlie Comben over there. I look over this other way. There's Carlos Sainz. Everyone's
Oh, he's made it over,
everyone's
has he?
everyone's made the trip. Virgil van Dijk's rolled through. Nathan
Jeez.
Lyons managed to make his way around. We've really brought in all the stars. So I thank them all for coming. And today it's the awards night. It's going to be a lot of fun. We've got quite a few awards to go through. And we're hopefully going to keep it about a third of the length of the Brownlows.
Correct. Also, there's a lot of controversy at the moment, considering the fact that majority of the BNFs are happening, and yet no one is happy that they haven't been invited to this. So next year we might have to make it a ticketed event instead of invite only.
Yeah, I think it has to be made available to the public, um,
Mm.
just in a backyard somewhere.
But that's just a yeah, dress formally
Yeah,
in a backyard. We'll get a palladium,
whatever. That's fine. You can take a
real
play.
classy, real classy.
We will be getting into the awards in just a moment. We have got the six that I'm going to read out, that we will touch on and give our wisdom upon and crown some of our best moments of the year and our best players and things like that. So of course, we're going to start tonight's proceedings with the Coaches Award. It is, of course, just for the boys that just get out there and just have a bit of fun. You know, they love it. We've also got, of course, the most improved. We've got the moment of the year, the game of the year, the upset of the year, and finally, what everybody has come to see, our stupid, sexy players of the year. Anthony, how excited are you?
Over the moon, to be honest. Can't wait.
I'm glad.
I think there's a lot of
I'm glad.
people um, really expecting a front runner tonight. I've had a lot of emails considering um, I'm a pair man, that a front runner who I will not name because of the theatre of it, but he got a contract extension during the week. So, but that could be anyone, I can just just anyone got a contract extension during the week. So I've had a few, but I know a lot of people are anticipating a lot from this award, and it's the first one. And I think we've got Brownlows, we've got Coaches Awards, we've got Goal of the Year, Mark of the Year, but everyone really gets off for being sexy.
You know what? I feel like it's all come down to this. This has been what it has all sort of led to eventually because it became our big thing that everyone was just like, who's the stupid section going to be? And now it's just a thing. So here we are.
They really want to know who the joint stupid sexy is, and um, I know you and I have fought tooth and nail over the winner for a long, long time. Definitely
In
wasn't done in 10 minutes before I pressed record, but look, none of you know. None of you will ever know. So it's going to be a prestigious award, Jared, and it's been given by the two people that run it, which basically means we're automatically, you know, sexy.
Well, I was meant to save that beer that I was just drinking for the thing, but I didn't, so I had to grab another one. So, as a good host, I'm going to refill my beer while I'm doing this. So we're just gonna it's fine, no worries.
Can we see your paw?
Oh, this one was bad, so no. I
I
started it
can't.
real bad.
I can't wait for people to comment in the comments. Oh, Jared looks like someone that's actually going to bring me a beer to the table.
I look more like a waiter than anything else. Jeez, this is a horrendous pour. I am not showing a fucking. This is not going to see the light of
No,
day.
no, no. I want to see it. No, come
No,
on.
it's not good.
It's not good.
It's not good.
You want to see me pour?
But yeah.
Pour it into my mouth.
You know what? Just for the theater of it.
That's not bad.
It's not too bad. It's a little bit too thick, but
That's like
it's
advertisement.
it's not. Yeah, this is the advertisement beer. I don't want that though. I don't want this shit. I want to just be able to drink it like. Mm.
There is more of a moustache with the froth than you actually have one.
I've actually ever had. I know, unbelievable, right?
That's what happens, Some people grow one, some people don't.
Yes, I mean, I wish I could, but that's just something that I'm going to have to look past and then cry about later. So, we're going to start with our first award, roughly how we do it in the normal show. We do the coaches award right towards the start, and we are going to start with the coaches award.
Are we going to fucking have a go or not? Fuck!
And would you like to run through our three nominations for the prestigious event?
Yeah,
Award?
well, it's become such a popular award, I had to put it closer to the start rather than towards the back end. So people in such high demand, and my editing had to change because of it. We even got you an intro. Like, that's how good it was.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. All that hard work and dedication. So you've got three, which I'm surprised that you've got three because I think you've had so many. You've obviously picked three counterparts that have been different. I think you would say different. So we've gone with Carlton's Matthew Cottrell. We've gone with Collingwood's Nathan Murphy. And we've gone with Geelong's Brad Close.
Yeah, so three boys that, they don't exactly always get all the plaudits and all the recognition, but they just have these moments where you're like, they get back in the locker room and they just get a big hug from either, Vossi or Fly or Chris Scott, and they say, you did it, you gave it a go. So our winner for today is someone that I think he's had a pretty good couple of weeks. I'll put it that way. Let's just say he's had a pretty good couple of weeks. Aside from the fact that he didn't really get to play in the grand final, but congratulations to Collingwood's Nathan Murphy on winning the Coaches Award. Well done. He is outstanding. He was just that defender that, everyone gives all the hype to Darcy Moore and all his intercept marks, but Nathan Murphy locked down every time, spoils every time, and everyone, if you've listened throughout this year, we love a key defender on Class Day.
We do. We definitely do. Very well deserved. Unfortunately, couldn't be here tonight. We've haven't located his presence as yet. Some say that he's still in and around the CBD area. Some also may say he's passed out in the front step of the Holden Centre, but you just never know.
Either way, I wish I was him. So that's fine. Nathan Murphy, you're our coaches award. Add that to your premiership medal, mate. I know it means a little bit more. You can put it up on the better shelf. That's fine. I get it. We get it. It's fine. Don't worry about it. No, no stress at all. To the other two, I like Matt Cottrell and Brad Close kind of play that similar role of that small forward, pretty lively, full of energy. Matty Cottrell, I think, is the epitome of just fucking get out there.
I've got this opportunity. I've got to go. Like
Literally,
a
he's
little
kicked the first one in the Brisbane game. Oh yeah, kicked the first goal in the Brisbane game. Kicked a couple against Melbourne. He just brings that energy and that vibe that Vossi will just be sitting there like, fucking love you.
yeah, and he's a redhead.
And which is great.
And my dad
Why
always
not?
says redheads are good, talented people.
Really?
I sometimes don't believe that. But look,
But
when it comes to Matt Cottrell's case and Willem Drew, they work.
it's fun. Camling, I suppose.
Voted. Now this like we talk about stupid sexy. He was one of the sexiest AFL men at the time, voted by blind people, I would assume, but Stevie Wonder's not picking that one, Jared. Let's be honest.
Poor Cam.
Don't know what they were looking at, but he was put at the top of the list in one of the magazines.
Let's say he's an honorary stupid sexy player, I believe. He's Camling. He's
This
yeah, we
award
would
is
have picked
voted to you. To you,
well,
Cam Ling. This is
you,
what you
Camling
were.
kid. I think I see him out in the back crowd actually. Oh, it's just
No,
Ronald
no.
McDonald. No.
Oh, that's Ronald. Welcome.
Welcome,
Fast
Ronald.
food awards are
Thanks for
down the
giving us your
road,
time.
buddy.
Thanks for giving us your time, Ronald.
The Super Sexy Awards
Oh.
proudly brought to you by Macca's.
And Cut and Dry and Peroni. Geez, we've pulled out all the stops with the sponsors. My goodness.
Something that no one expected us to do. Really
Well.
just nailed it.
Absolutely.
Your tie is actually dressed like a McDonald's CEO member.
I kind of felt like that before. I also like we were saying before, I felt like a failed manager because I walked in suit and I would love to keep the illusion up that we are completely suited up. However, I am dressed by Connor and some some grey trackies that we are rolling with today because
Yeah, it's a little bit too much stomach issue there, but anyway, try and keep it PG, Jared.
sorry, YouTube's going to censor us. Oh, I was going to say if we want to keep it PG, we might not want to see what you got.
Might have to post it about 8 p.m. instead of 4 p.m. I reckon. Glass
And
table
not on
update.
YouTube, I can tell you that.
No. The only glass table you'll see that is our at only glass table.
Oh, this is going great.
Fantastic. You know what?
Move.
If you thought we
Yeah.
were going to talk about the trade period and the draft, you thought wrong.
You thought
This
wrong.
is-
Although I did just see Joel Hamling. Did you see Joel Hamling?
Can I be honest with you, right? If we're going to do a bit of a
I
rundown,
think we're about to say the same thing here. Yeah.
who the fuck's Joel Hamling?
Mm-hmm.
Now,
I
I
reckon
know, I know he won a premiership. I know. With the Dogs. Not with
shows how
Freo.
much I know.
Not with Freo.
No, I know he didn't win with Freo.
Don't question no one he won it with Freo. Not even Freo won it with Freo. Freo haven't won one.
Maybe in the waffle. Maybe we should play in the waffle.
That team's not even named Fremantle.
Is it East Fremantle? I don't know.
It's got an East in it. You know what East is also in? Yeast.
All right. We are moving to the next one. We're going to go to one of our games. One of the games ones we're going to make. It's sort of our version of the goal market or whatever. We're going to start with the upset of the year. So we have three games here. I'm going to tell the first one. The first one that we're going to put on here is Hawthorn defeating Collingwood late in the season. And What are your thoughts on that game? Because I remember it pretty clearly in my mind.
It was the game that Nick Dacos lost his Brownlow. Can guarantee you that.
Hmm.
It was a game that I remember playing footy and then coming in and seeing the fact that Hawthorn were dominating and Collingwood never ever looked like winning. Um, and I just remember it being, you know what, maybe there is actually another team this year that can win a flag other than Collingwood. So Hawthorn, definitely one of the more deserved upsets of the year. And I think it gave him a lot of confidence going to
100%. And
next year.
also, yeah, and sort of including in that, Hawthorn again earlier in the year beat Brisbane as another one of our nominees at the MCG as well. We know Brisbane's troubles with the G. That was a bit of a shock early days as well, I think.
It's very funny that Hawthorn beat the two grand finalists and finished 16th.
Yeah. What a weird season of football.
Tell me, tell me you support AFL without telling me you support AFL. It's the bottom side beating the two grand finals.
It's just the best.
Yeah.
And like,
Yeah.
I just love it. And of course, our final nominee is a
Did you know, Jared? Did you know the Eagles beat the Dogs of Marvel?
oh, one of our favorites here at the glass table this game. What a what a treat. What an absolute treat of a game this was. I remember sitting there being like, this is the greatest thing I think that's ever happened to me. When West Coast beating the Dogs got the Saints into a granny. Not a granny, holy shit. Got the Saints into a
Yeah,
final.
well, their grand final in round 24.
Yeah, against Brisbane.
Hola.
But yeah, I think everyone that's one of those ones where everyone knows what they were doing when they looked at the score and went, holy shit, West Coast is gonna beat the Dogs.
Tell you what I was doing. Napping.
Sleep.
Yeah, I was severely hungover that day, and I
Oh
remember
yeah.
sleeping through it, woke up, and realized that I wasn't dreaming.
West Coast beat the Dogs.
The Dogs didn't play finals because of the West Coast Eagles.
And the fact that it
Oh,
was and the fact that it was Jamie fucking Cripps that did it for him as well. I mean, the stars aligned to absolute perfection, and I love that game so much. And I think, judging by the fact that how much we have spoken about it, let's go ahead and award our upset of the year to the West Coast Eagles for defeating the Western Bulldogs at Marvel Stadium in round 23 in what was just the best ever. Just amazing. Like truly.
you talk about upsets over the years, and we've seen a few of our time. I don't think there's one better, to be honest.
Judging like if you include all of the context around it, like West Coast winning meant that the Dogs then had to win and had to rely on another result to not make it. Like West Coast had literally nothing
Yeah,
to play for at all. Like wanted the one pick, didn't get it, kind of like or end up getting it, but like were willing to sacrifice it just because they wanted to beat the
yep,
Dogs. It was at Marvel. Bont was on a Brownlow streak, like on a tear because he needed to because Dacos had just got injured. You put it all in there, and then they just beat him. Just
comfortably.
like it was close at the start of the last quarter, and then they were just like, "No, we're good." Like, well,
Yeah, comfortable.
yeah, that's a comfortable West Coast win.
Very satisfying that. Been a few
I
good
loved it.
games this year.
I know. And as an honorable mention, just as a aside, earlier in the year, West Coast beat JWS, and it seems so long ago that it doesn't even like compute in my brain as being this year. But at the time, that wasn't as big a thing as it is now.
Yeah,
Like if you look back now, you're like, "Holy shit, West Coast played in a prelim," and no, JWS played in a prelim, and West Coast obviously beat them.
interesting, isn't it?
What a weird time. But yeah, congratulations, West Coast. That's the one thing you're going to win this year. So
Hey, just one final time. I just find it amusing. Do you want to mention the thing you've said all year? Stuck your guns to it. Were dominated all season, questioned by some, and in the end, proven absolutely right. Jared Thomas.
take it away. Ladies and gentlemen, you can have your Marcus Bontempellis. You can have your Tom Liberatores. You can have your Bailey Smiths. You can have your Jack McRae's. But when you have genuinely Sweet fuck all either end. You are never going to do anything. Dogs, bad. Western Bulldogs, bad. Every single person that added me and said, "What are you talking about?" after they went on a tear and they looked like they were going to make finals. Every single person, that is for you. They suck and they missed. You're welcome, everybody.
Do you know what's even funnier? Is they've gone and backed up your comments and thrown an 8-year contract at Aaron Norton.
One of the men at such sweet fuck all end.
They think that astronaut's going to take him to the moon.
Oh man,
To the promised
I,
land we go.
I love the Bulldogs, like I do. But man, they make it hard to they make it
Nah,
hard to not make fun of them. To be honest,
stuff.
that's fun.
Looks
All
great.
right, we are going to do back to some players. We are doing a classic. This is a classic BNF kind of award, and it is the most improved. And my way of saying it, this is my favorite one because most improved in local football means you were absolutely dog shit in the preseason or the year before, and then by the end of the year you were okay. I won most improved like twice, so that's pretty good.
Hold it to the heart daily, don't you?
Those most improved awards mean a lot to me. I was a most improved in coaches award specialist. Just get out there, hope for the best.
I love that.
It was so good. So we've got three nominees. I'm going to let you run through these ones because there's a certain man in there that I'm sure you would like to a little chat about.
Yeah, so we've got 3 nominees once again, like we did with the Coaches Award. We've gone with Brian Myers, who apparently has nothing longer than a 15-meter kick inside 50, but he's done extremely well with it. We've got my man, Zach Butters, who, for me, obviously was an outright star. And I'm going to be absolutely honest with you. Forgotten the third one.
Our third one is Kitty Coleman, who they sort of ended last year okay, and looked like he was going to sort of do really well, and he managed to. His second half of this season was
Oh, it's
fantastic and
final
really,
series.
yeah, he just cemented his spot as a really like as one of the best young sort of like up and coming halfbacks that just have that elite foot skills and the elite work going through. Our most improved for this year goes to Mr. Lionel Messi himself. Brian Myers. Congratulations, Brian. You were fantastic this year. Obviously, you got the goal assist record, which was previously held by Jason Ackermanis. Very stiff to miss out on an All-Australian selection, I thought, anyway, personally.
Nah. Not gonna lie, nah. But in saying that, a most improved never does.
No, I mean, that's fair. And it wasn't a most improved. You don't need to do it. Like, you're good.
Nah. See, and he came top three in the Cats BNF. Like, I think more than satisfied with his year. And the only way is up for a most improved.
100%. Shame the Cats aren't very good, eh?
No,
That's not a shame. I hate the
no.
Cats. I wonder, wonder why, wonder why
Enjoy
we
your
hate.
Septembers off for a while.
I wonder why Port fan and a Saints fan hates Geelong.
I've got 119 reasons why. And Brian Myers, funny enough, isn't one of them.
I have one singular shave of a goalpost and a toe poke in the middle of in the middle of the MCG that makes me hate Geelong. So you know what? It's fine. I'm over it. I'm not. I hate those guys, but I'm over it.
All I'll say is your loss and my loss are very different.
Heartbreaking in very different ways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, I
Next award. Yeah, there you go.
before we go on to the next award, I got something that came across my desk this week.
Mhm.
Um, and I found it very amusing. I was also very proud, but very amusing because it's almost West Coast BNF numbers, like when you can only play 4 games and finish in the top 10 of a BNF. And I'm talking about you, Mr. Jared Thomas. You polled 17 votes in 4 games that you've played, finished in the top 10 at your club. And I know you weren't there at the time and you couldn't give a speech to accept your 7th place, but I feel like the floor is yours right now
The
to have
floor
a
is
moment.
wide. Look, that was a really funny thing to say. I got sent it and I was like, that is very funny. But I love it. I do love the club, and it was just fun, man. Just playing those 4 games was just so much fun. And I think that's why it's like funny to me because I just had like a ball. Like when I used to play footy, it was just like I cared, like I almost cared too much. Like it was like I put way too much thought into it, and I would stress myself out. Whereas with thirds footy, I was like, I'm just gonna rock up and play, and just run around. And I think that was what made it fun. Um, in updates to that though, my last thirds game was like, I don't know, 2, 3 months ago. And I haven't really run since bar like twice. And then today I had to do exercise for the first time like properly in a really long time. And I nearly threw up. Basically what I'm saying is if you tried to put me on a third football field right at this very second, I'm not pulling any votes.
All I'm saying to that is, though, it's the most thirds thing I've ever heard.
Yeah.
I haven't run in 2 months, gone done exercise for the first time and hurt both my knees and nearly
Oh
thrown
yeah.
up.
It's a really rough night for me. I didn't get I didn't get changed into suit pants for the reason of the fact that I couldn't get my pants, like couldn't get my legs into them.
That would have been very funny to watch.
It's not.
Would have like been like watching a deer try and walk for the first time.
So it's like a giraffe on roller skates. Like just fucking just doesn't work. Our next award for the evening is our game of the year. There is too many of these, and you've lost the plot.
Because I've just pictured your head on a giraffe. Anyway, game of the year we're going with.
Game of the year. There is too many of these to count, I think. I think I had a list of about 11. I had to get them down to 3. So
You've sent me the list earlier in the week, and I've just gone, how many nominees do you want? Just nominate
I
the
was like,
season.
I need help, man. There was just too many good games. And like, I forget about games. And then I look at like older rounds. I'm like, fuck, that game was good too. Like, I'm like, wow. Uh, you know, rough. But we've managed to narrow it down to 3. First off is a game that I had the pleasure of being at, which was Collingwood versus Geelong in round 1, second game of the year. And after the first game, which yes, it was a draw, but it was a terrible game of football. Everyone in the entire country deserved this game, and it was fantastic. So Collingwood Geelong round 1, we had Melbourne versus Brisbane in round 18. You want to touch on that one because I know you watched it and you were giving me updates because I was working at the time.
Yes, you were working, and I remember just sitting there, and I was like, it had the feeling of Brisbane was finally going to break that hoodoo of winning at the G. But then at 3/4 time, I think Melbourne were down by 20 odd points. And you just, for some reason, I had the feeling this was going to be a nail biting finish and the Gs were going to win. Jake Melksham arrives after a Bailey Fritsch injury the week before, takes his spot, kicks the sealer. And what was very funny to me was Brisbane had a break very late with 10 seconds to go. And there was a mark not paid between a Melbourne player and Brisbane player. I'm pretty sure it was May and Hipwood at the time.
Yes.
And they didn't pay it because the siren went. I mean, to be fair, not going to lie, if you got Eric Hipwood taking a mark on the siren, 55 out, give it back to the umpire.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's all right. You're fine.
What
You're
was
all
a
good.
ripping game.
Yes, absolutely. I was very upset to miss that one. But looking back and then watching the highlights and stuff, I was like, it's good football. At the
It was very
GT,
good football.
at the G, it makes a big, it's a big deal and everything. Our last nominee is the Battle of the Bridge that came in round 7. The Giants beat the Swans by a point and kind of kick-started the Giants into a little bit of their rise that we then saw full on in the second half of the season.
Yep.
This game was pretty good, wasn't it?
About as good as the beer I just drank. Very tasty. And it was solidified with the Giants BNF winner, Mr. Toby Green, the captain of the year, the captain of the All Australian team, and just unreal bloke. Some might argue
Just a
that, but I reckon on the piss he'd be sensational.
Oh, he
Um,
would be
a
fantastic.
lot is going right for Toby, and I think that day was sort of the kickstarter for it because he was phenomenal and got GWS across the line in a game that was decided by 1 point, with both teams kicking over 100 points.
Yep. That's kind of the theme we've got a little bit here is high scoring, very close, and just outright
Good
good football.
football.
Good football.
My head looks like a football at the moment.
Up nice
Anyway,
and close. But our winner of the three. Oh, actually, before I get into the winner, we've got a few honorable mentions. Like I said, we had like 11
do you want to read them
things.
all out?
No, absolutely not. But I'm
We'd
just
be here all
thinking ones off
day.
the top of my head. Ones off the top of my head, Port versus Melbourne. That day when Jack Butters had one of the greatest games I've ever seen anybody play. It was in the wet. Hornets had that pickup. We all know the game. That's one. We
Yeah.
also had Melbourne versus Collingwood in the King's birthday clash, which was, as we know, sensational. The D's with the win in that one. We had the Anzac Day game, which was Collingwood Essendon. Collingwood did that thing where they came back, and I think it was a perfect day as well. So it was like everything felt right for that game to be as good as it was. Of course, we have the grand final, which is a separate thing in itself, but that is obviously one of the best games we've seen all year as well, and one of the best grand finals in however long. Plenty of honorable mentions to go through, but of course, of our three, we have decided to go with the Battle of the Bridge in round seven. If you had have told me at the start of the year that the round seven match between the Giants and Swans was gonna fucking bang, I wouldn't have
Yeah.
believed you.
I know, right? Just one of those things where you just sit there and you go, I'm pretty sure there was a round of great games for that one. But
Yeah.
it's one of those things where if you don't watch it and you don't see what happened and you just check the score afterwards, you're like, what the fuck? What's
How the
going on?
fuck did that happen? Yeah, literally.
One
It was
point at the SCG as well.
just
Hallelujah.
just so good, man.
Hallelujah. Finally, we got an interstate um, rivalry game that was actually pretty damn good. Like,
Yeah.
Gold Coast has always been meh. Um, the derbies over in WA have been pretty average recently. Obviously, the showdowns have banged, but um, for this one to be two clubs that are pretty big in terms of, well, Sydney being in stature and I think fan base are pretty good as well. And then obviously the Giants are just big culturally.
Yeah.
So, and they're very fondly loved by everyone in the country at the moment because of the social media team, pretty much. But yeah, for those two to come together in a battle of the bridge, in a rivalry, and give us that,
Beautiful.
bravo, bravo.
Like we said about Toby Green before, his last quarter, 6 touches, 5 kicks, 1 mark, 2 goals in the last quarter, including the winner.
Yeah,
Um, a genuine freak. We also had Tom Green taking the fucking piss again. He had 31 touches, 136 fantasy because he had 13 tackles. Tom Green, you were insane. Luke Parker, 33 and a goal. Canelio, 28 and 2. Peter Adams had 24 touches and 34 hitouts. Imagine that. That is
Peter Adams. I think we move on.
I hear Port need a ruckman.
Sorry, have you not heard of Dante Visentini?
No.
He'll win. He will win next year's most improved on this show.
Oh, right.
Mm, yeah,
Improve from not playing at all to playing 2 games.
still most improved.
Still counts. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, Peter. Like, if you're interested in coming back, we need a ruckman. Just fix your
Only a
attitude.
phone call away. Only a phone call away. Don't worry about
I'll call you. I'll do it right now. I'll do it right now. Hang on one moment. Just it's not on.
it.
Oh, there we go. Hang on. Peter, it's the pair. Oh, he hung up me. Never on. Let's move on. Anyway,
Oh, poor Peter. Oh man, just
Rob Peter
weird
to pay
game of
Paul.
football. Peter, No, I can't do it. Not gonna work.
Quite a bit bad.
But yes,
Lost the plot.
Giants Sydney. Oh, absolutely. Giants Sydney, as we know, great game. The other two just as good as well. The Melbourne Brisbane one, of course, that last quarter, and I think the Melksham won the game, which is crazy. And Collingwood Geelong. Credit to Collingwood Geelong. Played two games against each other this year. Both were really good. Good on them. There's a lot of cases where that isn't a lot of times where that isn't the case. Literally this year alone, I can think of Geelong Sydney where one was a draw and the other one was like 100 points, and
Both
uh,
were terrible.
Port, yeah, Port Collingwood as well. Like first one was 12 goals, the next one was 2 points or whatever. Like it's just a lot of times it doesn't work. Full credit to Collingwood Geelong for putting on two good games of football in the 1 year.
Really had to nail it home with the Port one, didn't you?
It's just the first one that came to my mind.
Fair.
Yeah, you got it.
Fair.
Our last one before we get into the big one. The big one. We have one more to come, and that is the moment of the year. We've got three nominees for this one. So we've got Toby Green, like we just said. Toby Green sinks the Swans. It's the snap out of the pack. It's the game winner. Obviously, it didn't happen after the time, but it is the one that wins the match for the Giants. And we also, because it was a massive moment of the year, the Swans absolutely pasting West Coast around the SCG where they hit the 200 mark. Obviously, it's not like a thrilling moment, but it's one of those ones where you're like, I know where I was when I watched the Swans beat West Coast by 170 points or whatever. Like, it was just
Imagine
disgusting.
doing the highlights package for that. What would you do? What would you do?
You'd
Like, are you
you'd
picking
kick out
any
so
West
many
Coast
goals.
ones?
You'd kick out so many goals. Like, you'd put in the first West Coast goal, maybe, and then, like, that's
I don't
it,
even
really.
think, like, maybe their last one.
Swans are already 150 points up, and then it's like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, but, like, even as a Swans fan, are you really sitting there and watching
I would have been blind. By the time I hit like halftime and they were up by like 90, I would have just started drinking and being like, this is gonna be a good day.
it? Yeah. Like, imagine sitting there and, like, all right, we're going to drink for every goal. And you're thinking, oh, it'll be a scrappy contest, 11 goals apiece or something, You're having 20 odd beers between two of you. You rock up. Sydney bang home 30 odd. West Coast kick a five. You've got 20 drinks between you. Oh, you poor
Oh,
bastards.
what a day that would have been to be a Sydney fan.
I don't even think they knew what was going on.
Nah, that would have just been like, whatever, man. Is the rugby on? Probably let's go there. Let's just go there.
Is the rugby on?
And our final nomination, would you like to run through our final nomination for this one?
Yeah, well, I fought tooth and nail for this one because Jared wanted to put in St Kilda beating Geelong in the second last round of the year, but I had to tell him no because we're talking moments of the year, not his personal favourite. So obviously, and there's a backstory between this because I think we know what's going to win it. It's obviously Dan Houston's goal after the siren against Port Adelaide and the Bombers at the MCG.
The streak to protect. It's a long, long ball. It'll need further investigation. If Dan Houston has kicked a goal, this is the greatest of escapes.
The ball has crossed the back of the scoring line
greatest of
before being
escapes.
touched. Decision
And
on the
the most
scoreboard.
magnificent after the siren goal from Dan Houston.
And the greatest thing about this was sitting at the pub. It's a terrible game. And that's why I wasn't nominated for Game of the Year. It's in the wet. Essendon come back from 16 points down. They're in front with a minute and a half to go. It's a scrappy contest. Port put it inside 50. Essendon bomb it out blindly. It lands in the lap of Dan Houston. Now, everything's always associated with Houston as having a problem. The only problem he had was the fact that Essendon was his problem. In fact, no, Essendon had a Houston problem.
Yes.
There was a
Absolutely.
punchline there, failed miserably. Doesn't matter. Regardless, 55 out, 45-degree angle. He slotted it from 55. It's gone over the line with a wet ball. And I forgot to mention as well, we actually should have honourable mentions here. Aliir's punch against Sydney.
Yep. Yep. That's a good one. Absolutely.
Can't believe we didn't mention that.
Also,
Mm.
uh, uh, it's not a great moment for a certain fan base, but I'm sure you'd love it. Just Ben Keys. Ben Keys. How yeah.
Do you know what's funny? And I really, really,
Oh.
really find this hilarious. Everyone has a problem with this, right? Everyone has a problem with this. It's either hitting or no one likes this, right? They'd
No.
rather this, but
Yep.
they're not getting this. Just think about that for a second.
Think about
Everyone has
how
a problem with this
think about that distance. That distance right there.
length
That length. I was gonna say another word that I couldn't even bring myself to.
measurement.
That yeah, I was gonna say girth, but I'm just
The girth between that and the ball and the post, right? A lot of people have a problem with it.
that's what cost Adelaide a spot in finals.
Small problems, man.
It's so good. So good.
Anyway,
Anyway,
the moment of the
didn't
year.
actually end up saying it. Didn't end up saying, but the moment of the year is the Dan Houston game winner. Congratulations, Dan.
Well done,
Just
Dan.
in case anyone didn't get it before, it was joking. I didn't have Saints Geelong in the top three. However, Matthias Philippou's mark against North Melbourne in round 6.
Yeah, we should have put game of the year as well. St Kilda versus North Melbourne in round 19. Why didn't we do worst game of the year?
Oh, we should have done worst game of the year. You know what? On the fly, right now, we've got Saints North, the first one. The first one where it was like they kick 110 and we kick 2-8 or whatever the fuck. That's definitely one that has got to be right up there. The Sydney Geelong draw, fucking awful as well.
Yeah.
And
Oh
I
yeah.
don't know any of the other ones. I don't think. I'm trying to think of other ones, but I've lost.
Port West Coast. Terrible. Just as a Port fan,
Yep.
like it's just
Any West
terrible.
Coast game, really. Essendon West Coast, even though they had a good finish. Just
Oh, I'm pretty sure it was North West Coast, not the early one. Didn't
yes.
they play twice?
Yeah, North beat them round 1, and then West Coast beat them in round like 20 or
Yeah, it was a
something like
terrible
that.
game.
Yeah, absolutely.
West
So,
Coast winning, but it was
you know what?
terrible.
Yeah, congratulations to all those games. They can all join. They can just have shared worst games ever because don't do that. Stop it.
Yeah, you're terrible.
Oh, just you could have just given that entire thing to West Coast. It could have just been all the West Coast games.
Worst club of the year.
Wow, just a wooden spoon.
I'm gonna say North.
I was gonna say Freo.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. All right, good.
You name a team, right? I don't think you can. Name a team that has a bigger spectrum of games where they can play really good, really bad, and have nothing in between. Trio.
Fremantle. Just
You're a boring club.
the most boring club going around right now.
You
They
are
could not
boring.
shake the Ross line. They couldn't shake the Ross line out of them, and they just became really boring. So
When Brennan Cox is supposedly on big money and he gets incentives for per mark, he's not on
chip,
big money.
chip.
You ever seen a bad game of Marks Up?
That's every free again.
Do you reckon Freo, right? And I'm actually also going to come up with an award on the fly before we go into the big one because it's quite funny actually, and I can't believe I didn't think of it earlier. And I know I'm taking over your hosting duties, but fuck
No,
it.
it's fine.
Anyway, do you think Freo, right, they have a game plan where it's simply on the wall and the whiteboard, it simply says kick and catch?
Yes.
and it's sponsored. Like the stadiums have Macca's kick and catch. I reckon Freo have it.
Absolutely they do because I don't think I watched a game this year where Freo actually kicked the ball forward. They
I
just
don't think so either.
they just kept
I,
going
I
around.
generally think they don't know what a forward line looks like.
No.
Speaking of forward lines, all right, people, my segues are still here. Remember this?
Yeah.
I'm going to give it to a team.
Okay.
Worst goal kicking
Yep.
of the year.
Yep.
Now, I've done some stats. Not really. I'm looking at them now while we talk. Oh, we've obviously seen a lot. We saw Collingwood throw it in my face and say we're going to win a flag by kicking 12 goals 18.
Yep.
You know what? Your flag is fucking terrible. All right. Okay. I'm just going to give you that.
Doesn't mean shit.
Other than that, no, not bad. Not bad. But this goes to a team that's, by God, it's terrible. And they break a lot of people's hearts. You know, I could throw teams up there like Richmond. We've been pretty shit in front of goal. We could throw teams like Carlton. I could throw teams like even Brisbane, you know, averaging 12 points a game. We've seen Melbourne be absolutely atrocious.
I was going to say I thought this was going to Melbourne, but
One team.
I'm intrigued.
One team. They kicked 1-9 in the last quarter of a semi-final. And it was a final nail in the coffin for me. Congratulations to the worst goal-kicking team in the comp, Port Adelaide Football Club. The fact that you can consider, and I've been to Alberton, and I understand you've got some wind problems with your renovations. All right, I get that. Go to a local park or something. Learn to kick. Jay Schultz is down the road. Give him a call. He knows how to kick. Honestly, you've cost
Horrendous.
yourselves a prelim spot. Actually, we're dreadful all night, but I'm going to blame that right now.
That's fine.
But I've seen it throughout the year. They won a game against Essendon, Jared, where they kicked, I think, 12 goals, 21. 12 goals, 21. Port Adelaide. Just have a look at it. All right. See these little fuckers here?
Look at
To
it.
be that side. Don't get PTSD, Crows, all right? And we don't want this. We want this. All right.
Well done, Port Adelaide.
That's yeah.
There's what you win. There's what you win this week for this season,
Yeah,
Port
a
Adelaide. You win.
roast from the pair. Fucking
Hey,
fantastic.
you
Take
win
that
a
one
roast
home,
from
fellas.
the biggest fan channel.
Correct. Your biggest fan dressed up in a suit with footy shorts on, presenting with his best mate, doing fucking a podcast that people love.
You're welcome, Port Adelaide. And finally, we've managed to keep this pretty good. Length, like time wise, we've done all right.
Yeah.
So just to ruin it, here comes Paddy Dangerfield. No, I'm not letting that man anywhere near my house.
You wouldn't even know what Springvale is.
No, absolutely not. Our final award. We
Oh
have
boy.
both selected our nominees for the big one, the stupid sexy player of the year. There will be some joint winners, yes.
I just wanted to give some backstory. We don't have to.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So when I came to you in February and I said we should do a podcast about footy, and you said, yeah, no worries, what should we do it on? And we thought about it. We came up with the name. It gradually built. And there was one night, I remember it pretty well. It was a Sunday night. We were probably 2 weeks out from recording our first episode. And I think we were talking about one of the blokes that obviously was one of the first, Brandon Walker. This was a weird conversation. I don't know how we got there. But anyway, you don't have to dive into that. And then our bright idea was, let's have a segment about stupid, sexy AFL players. We thought we'd go rogue. We didn't know what to expect. We started making quirky little comments. I will say comments.
Comments.
There were definitely comments of the sort. There was getting lost in the pixelation of Tim Taranto. There was the many a moments where you made some comments that definitely should have been. not held accountable. I definitely thought I was going to get cancelled at stages. You were going to get cancelled at stages. Now here we are, 31 episodes later, in suits with footy shorts on and trackies, presenting the Stupid Sexy Award for 2023.
It's come a long way, and it's the thing that everyone like just wants to know about all the time.
Mm-hmm. We could
People
post
just
a meme.
message me
We could post
constantly.
anything.
Mhm.
Doesn't get as much attraction as people wanting to know who our super sexy AFL players.
We get more messages about Super Sexy AFL players than anything else, I think. It's people being like, gee, they're pretty hot, or like, who's your Super Sexy this week? And it's like, oh, you got to tune in, I suppose.
Correct. And we went to the public for this. We wanted the people to
We
know about
did.
theirs.
I was
There was
just
only
about
a
to say,
couple, but I think
we
they
went around
want to know
last
who
time.
ours are.
Yes, absolutely.
So we should read theirs out before we do ours.
Yeah, that was my thing. I'm just looking down here. Renee has got two, Josh Kelly and Ollie Lord, who I believe
Oh,
are
Lord.
both, oh Lord, who I believe are both under your category for this one.
Category.
Category.
Because I'm a specific type.
We've got our types.
I'm not even a thing. I'm a fucking category. Seacrest fans, this is a category. You come under unfortunate losses.
And we of course have Brandon, who put the back-to-back, yeah, the gold medalist, Charlie Curnow, who, as we know, is big. He's got big arms, big lad. He was picked by me. He falls under my name.
Nice curly hair.
Yeah,
Falls under
very
you.
nice.
Oh, so you're a name and I'm a category.
I said your name first before.
You're disgusting. I'm just a thing to you.
Oh man.
Just like
Good
the
lord.
Crows, you pulled the short straw. Ah,
Well, we have got three nominees from each of our categories, if that makes you feel any better, from each of our categories. Would you
well, so
like to
their
run through?
categories, are they?
Yeah, they are. Would you like to run through your three selections?
This was tough because there was a long list, obviously, as we know. And we've gone through Guernseys, we've gone through international stars, and obviously AFL players. We haven't done historic AFL players yet, but that's on the cards.
Hello.
So I went with three. They were pretty early in the year because, as we know, it got tougher and tougher to pick. So I went with Adam Chera,
Great selection.
who I think copies my haircut. Josh Dunkley,
Mm.
who looked very good at the BNF for Brisbane.
What?
I don't have a pun, but you know,
That's
it
fine.
was a slam. It was a slam dunk, Lee.
Yep.
And lastly, I think if I didn't put him in the list, a lot of people would question me. Really, Travis Boak.
Of course. Why wouldn't
It
it
was
be?
the first, and he's on the list, and he's playing in 2024, which gave me a lot of excitement.
I thought you were gonna like. I was waiting for it. I was like, it's happening. We're getting cancelled on the awards night. That's what's happening, right?
Well, at least we're dressed good.
We're already ready for court. So we've got my three nominations.
All
Got my
rise.
three. Mine more towards the front half of the year, but I've got a little bit like towards the middle a little bit as well. So starting with one where I think it was the time where I got closest to like breaking down. Out of like just laughter and it like crying because it was so funny. Tim Taranto
Yeah.
and his saturated photos. That was definitely a moment. It was a thing that happened. So you're welcome. I also have Stephen Kinnear, who is the player that I had the pleasure of seeing at an airport, up close and personal, and
Oh
I was
yeah.
like, yep. I was like, yeah, absolutely, Stephen. Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
And you already said it. This player played no games this year because he got injured at the start. Brandon Walker, my guy. The thing started this whole like he was one of the original players that started this whole thing,
Mhm.
and it felt right to bring him in, even though he barely played. Brandon Walker, you're my third nomination. So my three, yes, Taranto, Canelio, and Brandon Walker.
So we've got your three, we've got my three. Three can be a magic number, and three is quite sexy. So I think we should announce our stupid sexy AFL Player of the Year.
Stupid sexy.
AFL players. I think we should too. Would you like to go first, or would you like me to go first?
Oh, you've always gone first, so I think we'll get yours first.
Okay. My stupid sexy player of the year, come down to a few factors, but I just couldn't go past the man. I think I saw him a lot more throughout the year as it went on, and I just loved him more and more each time. Stephen Canelio, you're a gorgeous man, and you are my stupid sexy player of the year, Stephen. So well done. You are a beautiful human being. I'm sure inside and out. And well done. Congratulations. I know this means more than your prelim. So
Can you reiterate the inside and out thing?
oh.
Stephen Canilio, the cannoli
Cannoli. It's just a
full of custard. What? That's what a cannoli's filled of. Custard. Never had a
good.
cannoli before, Jared?
No, I just it's fine. I'm just gonna go past it. Unfortunately, Stephen couldn't make it. I'm looking out at his fellow teammates out there. I don't even know if we picked any other Giants players this year. There would have been a couple somewhere.
Josh Kelly's out there. I saw him before in the
Josh
front
Kelly's
room.
out there. Yep, Kelly's walking around. He's happy to be here. Sorry, Josh, mate. Unfortunate, but oh well. Who have you got? Who's going to be your stupid sexy player of the year?
There's a lot of factors with my pick.
Mhm.
And sometimes when it comes to factoring in these factors, I just have to go back to my roots essentially, and really dive in deeply to see who I well and truly have loved in 2023. Obviously, Adam Cerra has been fantastic for Carlton, really come into his own, and has been fantastic as a recruit over the last 18 months. Josh Dunkley in his first year at Brisbane, I think the colours change has really brought out the best in him. And obviously, he's just a well-rounded human, inside and out, apparently. But of course, when it comes a time and you really need to dive in and get when the whips are cracking, there's really only one man that well and truly has my heart. And I'm not looking at him on a Zoom call. I'm not looking at you, Rocky. No joke. Bloke is the bloke. For me,
Travis spoke. Well done, Travis. I mean,
this
it's
segment was made for him, and this segment was made for me to pick him. And if it didn't happen, as I said before, there'll be a lot of controversy. There'll be a lot of abuse, DMs. I'd be like someone failing a multi for them, and they'd abuse me.
but
Hello. Guess what? Guess what? Bokey, you are stupidly sexy.
he's done it. Well done, Trav. I mean, he's had a big couple of weeks, contract extension, stupid sexy player of the year. Which one's more important? I think I know, but anyway, that's fine. I mean, that's whatever.
Oh, definitely a stupid sexy AFL Player of the Year.
Yeah. Yeah.
Come on.
It's the most prestigious event in sports. I mean, we wouldn't be just in suits if it wasn't.
Absolutely not. And I hope he's grateful.
He will be, I'm sure. We'll get Cogs and we'll get Boke onto the show. I'm sure at some point in the future when they've got some clearer schedules and they're not on their off-season footy trips. And we will be able to present them. I was gonna make I was actually I was actually going to make the worst joke that I've ever made in my entire life, and I don't actually think I can because it will get me cancelled, like actually. So let's just say that I was going to present them with something. So either way, we
How close were you to presenting it?
yeah, about that. Oh, and that I think is a perfect way to end it.
I do. Before we end it, we obviously have um kick-ons that we're going to in a minute, so we'll just I'm just going to get myself prepared for that. But obviously, we're going into the off season. Not a lot, much more is going to happen. We're going to quieten down a bit. Have you had a favorite moment on the show this year?
My favorite moment
Or
on the
favorite
show
episode?
this year. I'm just gonna get stripped off. Just doing this.
Yeah, just gonna get ready for
I'm
kick-ons
gonna
while we're
loosen
here,
up.
guys. Don't worry.
Absolutely. I think my personal favorite was losing my mind in person, gather round in the smallest hotel we could have ever possibly put ourselves in,
Yeah,
and going live to the lovely viewers. And I think that just lives in my memory a lot because just a funny time.
I agree. I think that might be one of my more favorite things I've ever done on this channel. Really,
Absolutely. Do you have any other of your favorites?
I really like the episode that we made horrific jokes about Matt Rowan eating grass. The heaters,
Lawn grass?
yeah, buffalo grass.
No fucking shit.
One of the greatest quotes ever. I think the amusement also that you've gotten out of every segue that I've done into Stupid Sexy. It's been a
We
couple of good
managed to
ones.
just we managed to make some good stuff. And of course, like we've had just going back, I'm gonna sort of look at our TikTok. That's sort of where our clips have sort of thrived a little bit. So just looking back at some of the best moments of us on TikTok that have blown up the most. We of course have the West Coast versus the Bye, which is one of our personal favorites. Purely due to the fact that it's just the funniest thing ever. We also have the footy in the morning conversation about
Oh, your
Anzac Day
story.
footy being played at 6 a.m.
Yeah. How's that progressing?
Look, it's going. I
Did
had a lot of
did
hate.
did Gill approve it before he left?
No, he keeps leaving me on red, but it's fine. We're just all good.
Got the right Gill?
Sorry, Andrew
You know,
Dillon's there now. I'm gonna start harassing him. We're all good.
do they keep the same number, you reckon?
Yeah, it's surely like a home phone number. It's like a home
Not
line for the
texting
office.
Gill from Finding Nemo, are you? Get in the bag, Jared.
Piranha.
Fishy! Fishy! I want footy in the morning, fishy!
Oh shit. But yeah, there it is. That is the Stupid Sexy Awards ceremony. I hope you all enjoyed. A shorter one than usual, obviously. There's no footy to cover, so no men's footy. Obviously, our women's footy is still going. The Saints, ever since I made a statement that I didn't think the Saints were going to win a game, we then won the next three. So basically, I'm just going to keep saying that we're going to win another game.
All I'm going to say as well is the fact that ever since that St Kilda Port game, where we bet you, you've taken all of our talent, like Space Jam, and effectively won every game since, and we haven't done a thing.
Ah.
Anyway, trade
Anyway,
period's coming up.
another season of disappointment. Yes, we've got the trade period, which starts this week. Obviously, free agency and things that's happening now. There's Hamling went and James Jordan went and
Oh,
Matty
Taylor
Flynn
Adams is going to
went.
Sydney too.
Yeah, Matty Flynn went. Taylor Adams, as of today, is going to Sydney. Nick Caulfield's going to go to the Dogs. Elsma to Essendon, I think, is happening.
Someone requested a trade to St Kilda, didn't they?
Paddy Dow requested a trade to St Kilda, which is great.
How do you feel about that, Jared?
You know what? I actually don't mind it. He was fine. I don't think he's going to break into our 22 straight away. But I said the same about Liam Stocker. So, it is what it is. We'll see how we go.
And we somehow have got to figure out where we're going to find picks to get 3 bozos. They are. They're all tall.
Yeah, Zerkatcher. Yeah.
Another hyphen. And Radigalia, who Geelong won a first round pick for someone that plays VFL. Did you see, by the way, their BNF?
Yeah.
Round 12, he was second with 48 votes.
Yeah.
Round 24, didn't get a fucking vote. It's some of
Wasn't
the
even,
most milking thing and I can't believe it.
yeah, don't know. Insane. But good on him, I suppose. He was pretty good early in the year. I remember being like, yeah, he's all right.
He fell over his own feet against Collingwood in round 1. That's why they won.
Yeah, but he had a good game. I don't know what game it was, but he had a good game somewhere in there. And I was, and then I didn't see him for the rest of the year. So.
Can't wait for you to come to Port Adelaide to Sala. Thatcher as well.
Oh, absolutely. I never know how we're gonna sign these things off, especially being on this side. Usually you're the one hosting and know how to end it. I don't know how to end it. So
You want me to do it?
yeah, I'm gonna pass it back to you because I'm lost.
Well, I think you've done a fantastic job. I think
Thank you.
when the whips are cracking,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Really, you just hosted it. To be honest, it wasn't that hard. It's not a hard job. I don't know what you're on about. To be honest, it's not hard to end these things. All you just have to do is just press this.